So I think we're moving pretty much straight on to Dick, if Dick's here and ready. Dick's given us presentations in previous years, 2, I think. And his presentation today is about the making of music and especially composing it. Was for the saxophonist and keyboardist Dick more than a way of life until he was struck by locked-in syndrome in 1991. Dick was 28 years old at the time. In the Locked-In Muso, which we're about to watch, he shows who he was, how he spent more than 32 years on the sidelines, and how, thanks to the wonders of AI, he can once again play a meaningful role. Thank you, Bauke.
Introduction. Hello, my name is Dick van der Heijde, and I'm from the Netherlands. I have been living with locked-in syndrome since 1991. Some of you may remember me from the 2024 webinar, where I shared a presentation about a day in my life. I also created the music that was played at the beginning and during the lunch break. In 2025, I again composed the music for the webinar. If you happen to miss that session, you can also find a chapter written by me in Shannon's LIS book, Giving a Voice. This year, Shannon invited me to give a presentation that looks more deeply at the role music has played in my life and how I continue to engage with it, especially how I create music today.
Enjoy listening to my newest creation.
J'en sers des ondes, mais il tamponne en monde. Dans chaque moment sombre, la musique est mon ombre. Elle colore mon ombre quand tout devient immonde. Le rythme bat dans mes veines, comme un ami qui m'emmène. Dans chaque larme qui tombe, la mélodie résonne. Elle brise mes chaînes quand la solitude me gagne. La chanson à l'horizon me porte vers de nouveaux sons. Dans les ruelles de ma peine, la musique efface la haine. Elle guide mes pas perdus quand l'œil semble perdu. Sous les étoiles, elle murmure des mots qui réparent les blessures. Pas monstre d'Uris, vision sonnant outils. Uturerai pas sombre sans vrai sur main.
We have just listened to the song The Shadow of Music, which serves as a fitting framework for this presentation. The meaning of the lyrics is that music is like a shadow that stays with you and always offers a refuge. The song also has a video clip that reinforces the thoughts behind it. I am fortunate that one of my caregivers is a talented graphic designer. Michelle will soon tell you how we created this together. But first, I'd like to talk about my musical background. My musical past. The stroke happened when I was 28 years old. I was in the prime of my life and almost constantly occupied with music. With great dedication, I played saxophone and keyboards in all kinds of bands. I composed tirelessly for our prog band, LiS. LiS was formed in 1986, with the ambition to fill the gaping void Zealand had when it came to symphonic rock. The band remained active until 1994. At the heart of the project lay Edgar Allan Poe's tale Ligeia, a story of ultimate beauty, death, and the relentless yearning for her return. Themes of powerlessness and determination, of longing and passion, ran through everything we created. Our live shows reflected that same intensity, unfolding as theatrical experiences with costumes, grease paint masks, and performances that brought the narrative vividly to life. Ligeia was especially dear to me, as it marked the first time I wrote my own songs. It was also my first taste of life on the road, traveling across the country for gigs. The absolute highlight was our performance at Tivoli in Utrecht during the Marillion Fan Club Day, an unforgettable moment, made even more surreal by the fact that the members of Marillion themselves were watching us from the wings.
Light is abandoned by night. It leaves darkness to fight. With Ligeia beside during centuries.
Before Ligeia, I had played in several other bands, two of which stand out in particular. Botrytas was more than a band, it was really a group of friends. We were 5 boys, aged between 16 and 20. The group was exceptionally talented, and 2 of the members later went on to study at the conservatory in Amsterdam. Our music was instrumental progressive rock, inspired by bands like Focus, King Crimson, and Caravan. For me, it was a valuable and formative time because it was where I first learned to improvise on the saxophone. Sometimes our keyboard player, Odo, would even write out parts for me, since we could both read sheet music. Because I had the chance to join my best friend Tice's band, I decided to leave Botrytis and become part of Edge. At Edge, the band consisted mainly of older musicians, whom I looked up to considerably. Musically, everything sounded amazing, but before long, I began to feel nostalgic for my time with Botrytis. I decided to take a short break. When I returned to Edge, the lineup had changed drastically. From that moment on, everything went smoothly. We had an enjoyable repertoire, performed many gigs, recorded a single, and had a great time together. By the end of 1984, Edge disbanded, and new bands once again appeared on my musical path. Other activities. In addition to playing in bands, I was also deeply involved in many other music-related pursuits. I organized festivals, attended workshops, and devoured trade magazines. I frequently did guest performances and visited countless concerts. Studio work kept me busy as well, and I loved spending time in music stores. Much of my free time went into practicing on the saxophone and my synthesizer, while I taught my father the art of improvisation on his trombone. I also attended meetings of the Cultural Council, and of course, I spent hours listening to my LPs. But then, August 31st, 1991. The stroke hit like a bomb. Not just for me and my family, but for my many friends and acquaintances as well. The news was received with shock and dread. The sense of devastation was immense, especially since I had always been such an active, energetic live wire. While countless things needed to be arranged, many people worried about losing my hobby. Through a social worker at the hospital, I casually mentioned the name of a software program that was used in the studio I often visited. Later, I would discover that even turning on a small lamp by myself was an intense challenge. At one point in the rehabilitation center, a man visited me who had developed a program that allowed music to be created through movement. He placed a laser on my eyebrow. That afternoon, it became clear that the program had originally been designed to allow mentally disabled children in a snoozle room to make pleasant little chimes. Perfect for me. From that moment, I didn't really hope for much for over 30 years, until one day I saw something on TV. I saw two comedians poking fun at a brand new music program that you could use for free on the internet. The program was called Udio, and it was an AI generator that allowed you to create your own music. The comedians showed how easy it was to make a song in the style of an existing artist. Everything inside me said this was wrong on every level, unless you used it to create original, tasteful, skilled work and added your own lyrics. A few days later, I was sitting at my computer, and wow, this program was incredible. In the months that followed, I created about 40 songs, half of which fell into my beloved genre of progressive rock, while the other half consisted of experiments with different languages and genres. I will share a few examples and talk about them. It's all about creativity, and I'm bursting with it. One of the first songs I made, Entwined Destinies, is about Paula, whose partner also had LiS. When he was finally able to live at home again after 4 years, he passed away just a year and a half later. The closing guitar solo cuts right through the soul. In the song Ocean, I combined a Greek-speaking singer with a dark wave rhythm, and I was instantly hooked. I have created songs with Swedes, Poles, Italians, Spaniards, Moroccans, and Frenchmen. One piece I'm especially fond of is the ending of So Red the Rose, where I added the words ooh and ah. It is all about the passing away of my mum. Another special song for me is the heavy Eyes Wide Open, which also carries Eurovision vibes and features classical violins. This one too is about LiS, about willpower and about being unable to speak.
Willpower, you can reach the world. Willpower, make yourself heard. You have so much to say while you're not able to speak. Call it out loud. With your eyes wide open, with your eyes wide open, with your eyes wide open.
This is how it works. It all starts with filling in a prompt. Here, you indicate what kind of song you want to create. For example, can you create a song about daydreaming in an ambient style with a female voice, and there must also be a choir? The program then generates two 30-second fragments for you to choose from. You can pick either one, both, or none. Eventually, you end up with a single fragment from which you want to work. From there, the process of building begins. The program offers a number of tools at your disposal. Once you've chosen your tools, you are presented again with two fragments to choose from. This is always a little exciting. What will it do? You can already get a sense of the direction the music is taking, at least if you have some understanding of composing. Sometimes it's also necessary to adjust your prompt. For example, add flute. This way, you build your song piece by piece. One of the tools allows you to add lyrics, so you can create something truly personal. Creating music on its own is no longer enough for me. I'm delighted to draw on Michelle's graphic talent so we can make a music video together. Making the music videos. Together with Michelle, I made about 7 clips. Well, I say I, but it's absolutely we. Michelle also has a creative mind and a strong sense of storylines. I'll now give her the floor to share a few words about making the clips.
It usually starts with a clear concept or a central idea. From there, we like to search for royalty-free footage and gradually build the story around it. Along the way, we like to play with meaningful little details, such as changing the speed of the dancers so they are now dancing more in sync with our tempo, or reverse a sunset into a sunrise so it matches our storyline. What I really enjoy is being able to expand my video editing skills while also seeing Dick's vision come to life. In the end, it's incredibly rewarding to see everything come together as a shared creative journey.
Visualize my dreams. Recently, someone asked me whether making AI music still gives me the same feeling as before, and this is what I said. I'm proud of most of the songs I've created. and when we make a clip. There are moments of complete euphoria when something works. I want to share a passage from the song Endless Maze. It's about traumas that are really a metaphor for locked-in syndrome. In this case, it's about a man who has seen his wife drown before his eyes. You see him lying on the grass while a thunderstorm rages around him. He escapes into a dream and finds himself in a run-down neighborhood where he cannot find the way out. This is exactly what I often dream about. We added a red filter for effect. The music is dramatic, and this is intensified by the original sounds from those alleys that we mixed in with footsteps, a barking dog, and voices. For me, this is the most successful passage of our clips.
Beneath the streetlights, shadows fade, memories flicker, like a forgotten arcade. Ceilings are
Do you like it? And are you curious to see more? Check out my YouTube channel to watch the full clip. I have named my AI project the LC game, and this is why. In the 80s, the singer of our band and I started a side project called the LC game. Nothing concrete was ever done with it, although I did write a lot of songs. They have vanished into thin air. When I was looking for a name for my AI project, I found the LC game to be very fitting. It's mysterious. Who is Elsie? And what game is being referred to? Well, I have no idea. Ultimately, every musician is driven by two things: expressing your feelings and the urge to create. For me, AI is the missing link between making real music and making no music at all.
Thank you very much. That was just wonderful, Dick. Thank you very much. Just amazed at your abilities and the different types of music you're turning out. Fabulous photos, and very informative. Hopefully people will have become enthused to make their own music from that. Thank you very, very much. Does anyone have any questions for Dick about that? I think perhaps if you do, you can post them on the chat group, or you could contact Dick through me. And I highly recommend, and so does Helen. Actually, I've just seen a note from Helen saying, please check Dick's YouTube channel. She's gradually watching through the brilliant videos and they're really good. She also says that she thinks this is where AI is really valuable because it's your own music, Dick, and great to have Michelle within that. So wonderful. You got lots of comments as well saying what an excellent and beautiful presentation it was. So thank you very, very much for that.